channel. This is LFS Coach. Welcome back to our first live. This is going to be the first time I'll be going live on this channel. All right. The idea behind this is just going forward. This is how we'll be doing our weekly outlook, whereby I'll be showing you the step-by-step processes of how I go about doing my analysis and share my screen. If you have any question, you can ask your question and we get started, right? So this is my first time doing a live video. I still have to uh, get familiar with the buttons and how to go about it, right? So you might have a little bit, you might experience a little bit of technical issues, but I believe going forward is just going to get better, right? So let's get into the video, guys. All right, so I'm sharing my screen now, and we'll be analyzing just about five going into the week, and so we'll be starting with Euro AUD, right? So I'll just try and share with you why I think the market is going for a sell, and you can also decide if you share the same thoughts with me. All right. So, hold on. Okay. So first, I've done a video whereby I try to explain how I use the TDI indicator on mobile phone. Right. So this is the same TDI indicator on laptop. Right. So the first thing I identified here is that there's a shark fin. You can see that the market actually, the green moving average peers out of the bullet, that there is a shark fin around level, right? And we have all this black tick, black, our what we call O number, hesitation point, and the like. So I think I'm going to do a separate video. I've done something like this before where I share ideas on using the BTMM templates for trading strategies and the likes, right? So I'm not going to explain anything about BTMM. I'm just going to do our analysis here. See, then we move to trading view where I will explain how we're going to get our entry, right? So the first thing I spotted here is just this shark fin, and see that it's doing a reversal from this key level here, 1.65 thousand, right? So key levels are levels whereby you expect the market to react, either move up or turn down, right? So I've done several videos explaining this. I trade support and resistance levels, I trade TDI, right? So you can see the market, doing, giving us some kind of rejection around the zone, and that's why I'm predicting a sell on Euro AUD going into the week. Remember, this is a weekly outlook. We'll predict what we're expecting the market to do for the next 5 days, 2 weeks, 14 days, and the likes, right? So EURAUD, I'm predicting Excel. So the next year is AUD card, AUD card. See, this is Euro AUD, right? And this AUD being the base and the quote currency in this case, where we're using correlation, you know it's going to be the inverse, right? So we can see AUD card from daily time frame bouncing up from 0.87500, right? So this is another key level. So I'm also expecting this market to bounce back up, to maybe 0.9 thousand. All right, so we'll be looking at NZDCAD again. NZDCAD. So on NZDCAD, yeah. So this is basically candlestick formation, and I'm expecting a buy on NZDCAD as well going into the week. And the reason is because what gave me the outlook is because of this three candlestick that we have here. So it's a reversal pattern. If you study candlestick very well, you know this is a reversal pattern. So we have this big bearish candle, and we have this looking like we call this is not inverted hammer, this is shooting star, I think, right? And we have this massive bullish candle that equally engulfs this whole candle, right? So this is a candlestick pattern, and on this channel over time as well that candlestick pattern works best on higher time frame. So this is a daily time frame, and yeah, let's see what the market will do for us. This is not based on charting, this is not based on anything, but let's see how this candlestick will play out for us going into the week. And the next we have is GBPAUD. All right, so also look sell on GBPAUD, and that's because we see the market do a rally up to 1.92500, and having this massive reversal close to 100 pips rejection, and the next day we have a bearish candle, and we have an indecision candle right here, right? So this is not really a setup for itself, but it might give us a signal because the last candlestick that closed on Friday is an indecision candle, and therefore we can't make a decision based on what this candle is telling us, right? But we can have it in our outlook and see what the market will do for us in the course of the week, and then we can take our decision based on that. And the last pair we'll be looking at is the XAUUSD, which is gold. So I've been on gold for a while, right? As you can see, I have some buy set up on gold, but obviously I'm still expecting gold to do a buy back to 2000, right? So we'll be sharing more insight on this by the time. So this is just to tell you what is informing my decisions, what I've seen from higher time frame, the daily time frame, and then we'll be diving down to H4 1 hour, to pick our entry and wait to see what the market will do. So I'm happy I'm doing this as a live video because over time I do my analysis on my own, share the analysis on YouTube, and maybe I might not have enough time, to do a follow-up video to tell you how the trade actually went. All right. So I believe if we continue with this live video, we'll be able to have more accountability as to what we are doing in terms of our analysis and in terms of the outcome that comes after, right? So let me just move back to our trading view and see you in some minutes. All right, so welcome back, guys. So, like I mentioned earlier, that we'll be doing our analysis on TradingView, doing a top-down analysis on TradingView, to see where we can pick our entry and where we can exit the market, right? So, I've done the introduction whereby I show you what informed my decision, right? So, I'm not just taking decision based on guessing, right? So it's what I've worked on over time, and let's see how the market will work for us in the course of the week. So we'll be starting with Euro AUD, just like I mentioned earlier. Yeah. So the first thing will identify here is this resistance zone, right? I mentioned earlier that I trade support and resistance, so we can see from daily time frame that the market is reacting to this resistance that we have at this point. Okay, so let's go down to H4 and see if we are able to get to see what actually happens within this range when this market actually got to this point. So I'll just go down to 4 hours. So on 4 hours time frame, yeah, we see that the market is moving up to give us a new high, lower low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then the market coming down to give us some sort of higher low, right? So because based on the way I read my own market structure, I can see that this is the last low that we have. Confirm this, let's just take our chart to line chart to see. You can see, so this is obviously the obvious low that we have after this high. All right, so let's come back to our candlesticks. So I'm seeing that as long as this market has not broken this low structure that we have, the market is still in an uptrend. My perspective, the way I read my own market structure. All right, until I see this market, so until market breaks this low to give us a lower low structure, then come back to do some kind sort of maybe a retest and move down, right? So this is the plan. We have a plan, right? So let us identify the trend the market is coming from. The market is coming from this trend and did a breakout of trend. So the decision is not really based on break of trend line because this is still a structure that is still very much valid, to push the market. Because one thing you can see is that the market can get to this point and then bounce back up. Okay, maybe from up, come down, or from up, go up to give us a new structure. All right. So this is basically how I do my analysis and see how the market play out. Okay, so I believe we have a plan based on what I've explained. So it's either the market come back to respect this structure right here and bounce back up, or it do a break and then we go for a sell. All right, so based on this, we are still looking out for ourselves. So let's go down to 1 hour time frame just to have a better look of our entry, because as it is, I'm still looking out for myself, still very much looking out for myself. So I will also identify some levels where I'm expecting the market to react. So here is the first level I'm looking out to. So for next week, I'll be expecting the market to, let me feel. All right. So I'm looking out for a sell within this range. All right. I'm also looking out for a sell within this range. So as it is, as it is, this is what I have. So let's come back to H4 to have a better view. Let's come down to H4 and let's pick our sell. So if the market do a retest back to this zone, we pick our sell. So this is on a short, and let me reduce this. So this is the plan. I think we have a plan right now on Euro AUD for our sell into the week. Yeah, so I'm just going to publish this analysis so that I don't look too out of it, and then we can be accountable for what we are doing here. So publish idea. Setup. Um, then you can also chat pattern. Continue. So we are going short. So guys, if you're not following my account on TradingView, please do well to follow me on Lisha. So my name is Lisha on TradingView. Right. So back to our charts. Next is AUDCAD. So like I mentioned earlier when we were on MT4 that AUDCAD is expected to buy, since we are setting Euro AUD for a sell, Euro AUDCAD should buy, right? So you can see that AUDCAD is coming from this very smooth downtrend, right? Very smooth downtrend, and thus as we have seen from Euro AUD, there's a kind of breakout from this downtrend, right? Telling us probably the market will go up. But as I mentioned, there's a structure here. If you look at the last low, if you look at the way the market is trading, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This is the last um lower high that we have, right? So we're expecting the market to break out from that zone. Let the market break out from this zone, do a retest, right? Do a retest, and then we move back up, all the way up, right? Because another thing that can happen is you can just see the market come back here, do a bounce, and then continue to go down. right? So these are the two. Make sure that our entry is not something that will give us an issue in the long run. So we'll take our buy right from here. So let's wait for the breakout. After the breakout, then we'll go for our buy. So remember, we are taking our trade from a daily time frame perspective. So this is not a trade we close in one day, in 2 days. This trade we are holding. We are holding it. If you're not used to it, get used to it, because this is what will give you the liberty, to do some other things while you're also trading. All right. So yeah. So this is what we have. Let's go down to 1 hour to see what our chart looks like. So on 1 hour, you will have seen on 1 hour, you see the market come down to give us the last low, took off this low on H1, right? Right, but I don't really use setup based on what I see on H1. I prefer to see the higher time frame because we are holding for a long time. So let's also publish this so that we are accountable for what we are doing. So AUD card, AUD card by setup. So sorry, I'm not composing this well because I have not planned it before. EURAUD is bouncing up. All right, so our next here is NZD card. So for NZD card, let's go back to daily time frame to see what is happening. So on NZD card, I mentioned that what is informing my decision is this candle that we have. Okay, is a bullish candlestick formation, and from my experience, candlestick pattern works best on higher time frame, right? So this is a candlestick, a bullish candlestick pattern from daily time frame perspective. But let's see what's happening on so on 4 hours. We see the market break this high that we have here, right? So I will be expecting the market, to come back to this level because it has actually created a level for us here. Let's go to 1 hour to see, so you can see the high that I'm talking about. So let's see the market, come back to this level, and we pick our buy from there, just to have a better entry that will give us the tight stop loss that we want to use, right? And then we move up. Okay, so we can have our buy right from this zone. So let me come back to page 4 to see. Yeah. So this is what we have on NZDCAD, and let's publish this as well. Publish idea NZDCAD file setup. Precision. Long. Right. And lastly, GBPAUD. All right. So let's go back to our daily time frame. Our daily time frame. So from a daily time frame, I also mentioned that we have this rejection right here from daily time frame perspective, right? And we see the market do some sort of rejection from this zone, right? Telling us that the market might not go up from here again. So, but the way the market closes on Friday is giving me some kind of concern because I'm expecting this day to be bearish, in fact, massive candle bearish, right? But seeing the market push back is telling us that maybe the buyers still have some control over the market, and so we have to, do our setup to edge from stop loss ons, right? So let's go to 4 hours time frame to see what actually happens because this market is coming from a long uptrend. So let's see if the market breaks out from the trend line, the uptrend, right? So we have our uptrend here, and we have something like looks like a breakout, but is this really a breakout that you want to take? Right. So the next thing I would like to identify is this level here. So just like I've been doing, I would like to see the market give us a new structure, break out from this zone, give us a lower low structure, then come back to give us a lower high structure. Then we go down, we go all the way down, right? So this is what I'm waiting for before I can jump into this market. It's just as simple as that. Make sure that your structure is working in line with what you are seeing. Okay, so the market has been an uptrend, higher high, higher low. Because let's just analyze this to see what I'm talking about. So this is a downtrend right here, right? So let's say we've done this to be our downtrend, and because the market is actually breaking this trend line, you are thinking of buying the market here, right? So what you see is that the market will come down to haunt you. But if you have identified this zone, if you have identified this zone to be the last high, and you are waiting for the market, you are waiting for the market to break this high, come back to retest before you do your buy. So you will notice that even as this market comes down to give us a new low, so you'll be shifting your attention to this new low right here, right? Because you see the market do a breakout here, do a retest here. So you'll be going into the market right from here, and the market will go in your position. So this is literally what the same thing I'm explaining right here now. So you see the market do give us higher high, higher low, higher high. Let's wait for the market to break this structure, do a retest, and then we enter into the market, right? So it's just as simple as that. Just as simple as that, right? Let me just put. So let's also post this GBPAUD. That's basically it. So this is how I basically do my weekly my weekly outlook that I usually post, and it's nice to walk you through the process of how I do my weekly outlook, and it's quite interesting to also start my first live video on YouTube. So hope to see more of this, and subsequently we'll do a live video also where I review the trade performance, for us to see how the trade actually perform in the course of the week, in the course of the month, and that gives us a room for a proper accountability, and we can see how our trade is doing life. Yeah, so I'm so excited about this new development, and thank you for dropping by, guys. Thank you to uh all my subscribers. Thank you, old subscribers. Thank you, new subscribers. Yeah, I hope you all have a profitable week. Cheers, guys. See you.